Hi, this is Ike from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got a book to read for you. Today's book is The Lion King from 2008. So let's get started. As the morning sun rose high over the African plains, animals and birds gathered at the foot of Pride Rock. This was a very special day. The animals bowed when they saw the new Prince Simba. King Mufasa and Queen watched as the wise baboon presented their newborn son to the kingdom. Simba grew into a playful and curious cub. Early one morning, Mufasa brought Simba to the top of Pride Rock. Everything the light touches is our kingdom, he told his son. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king. We are all connected in the great circle of life. Later that day, Simba went to see his Uncle Scar. My dad just showed me the whole kingdom, the cub bragged, and I'm going to rule it all. Now, Scar was angry that he was no longer next in line to be king. He was plotting to get rid of his new prince. He asked excitedly if Mufasa had shown him what was beyond the north of the northern border. Well, no, said Simba sadly. He said I can't go there, and he was absolutely tight, said Scar. Far too dangerous. Only the bravest lion goes there. An elephant graveyard is no place for a young prince. Simba didn't see his uncle evil trap. He decided to show his father what a brave cub he could be. Simba set out to find his best friend Nita and go visit the elephant graveyard. That very day, he had no idea that Scar had ordered 3 hyenas to go to the elephant graveyard too to kill the new prince. Simba raced ahead across the plains, leading Nita to the forbidden place. Eventually, they reached a pile of bones. It's very creepy, said Nita. Simba was about to explore its skull when he saw Zizu, his father's advisor. Zizu commanded them to leave immediately, saying, You are in very real danger. But it was already too late. Nita and Simba were trapped by 3 laughing, drooling hyenas. Simba took a deep breath and tried to roar, but only a squeak rumble came out. The hyena laughed even more at that. Simba took another deep breath. Roar! The 3 hyenas looked around into the eyes of King Mufasa. His giant paw struck one of the hyenas as he groaned. If you ever come near my son again, the hyena fled higher in the mist before he could finish. Mufasa scolded his son on the way home. You disobeyed me. I was just trying to be brave like you, said Simba softly. But brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble, replied Mufasa. The moon shined brightly above them, and the stars tinkled in the dark sky. Mufasa stopped. Look at the stars. The great kings of the past looked down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that these kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I. Meanwhile, Scar came up with another plan to get rid of King Mufasa and Simba. Scar led Simba down a steep gorge and told him that his father had a surprise for him. Then Scar signaled the hyena to frighten a herd of wild beasts. The panicked animals stampeded right toward Simba. Hearing the thunders of hoofs, Mufasa raced to the rescue. Hold on, Simba, he cried. The king rescued his son, but he could not save himself, for Scar pushed him into the stampede of wild beasts. The wild beast was now gone. The stampede was over. Simba raced along the gorge to his father's side. "Dad," he whimpered, nuzzling Mufasa's mane. But the king did not reply, and Simba started sobbing. "Simba," said Scar coldly, "what have you done? The king is dead, and if it wasn't for you, he'll still be alive. What will your mother think? Run away, Simba. Run away and never return." Heartbroken, poor Simba ran away as fast as he could. Scar was certain that Simba would never come back. He returned to take the royal throne at Pride Rock for him. Meanwhile, Simba was far away from the Pride land. The ground turned dry and cracked beneath him. The hot sun beat down as vultures circled above his head. Exhausted and unable to go any farther, Simba soaked to the ground. After a long while, Simba awoken. Everything around him looked different. There were trees and grass and flowers instead of the desert. A muskrat named Timu and a warthog named Pumbaa had brought him to their home. "You nearly died," said Pumbaa. "I saved you," cried Timu. "Well, Pumbaa helped." "Thanks for your help," said Simba, but he fought. "It doesn't matter. I got nowhere to go." "Where you going?" asked Timu kindly. "Nowhere," said Simba. "Anything we can do?" said Pumbaa. "Not unless you can change the past," said Simba. "You gotta put your past behind you," said Timu. Repeat after me. "It means no worry," added Pumbaa. Simba thought for a moment, and he decided to stay in the jungle with his new friends. Years passed, and Simba grew into a young lion. He lived a happy, carefree, no-worry life with his friends. But one day, something happened to that was not a no-worry situation. A fierce lioness was about to spring on Pumbaa, who was stuck underneath a tree root. "She's gonna eat me," squealed Pumbaa. Simba rushed over to help. Simba wrestled with the lioness, but then realized she was his old friend Nita. "You're alive," she said happily. "That means you're the king." Nita told Simba how Scar had destroyed the Pride Land. "Simba, if you don't do something soon, everyone will starve." "I can't go back. You wouldn't understand," said Simba. Nita was disappointed in her friend. "Don't you understand?" she said. "You're our only hope." Nita turned and left her friend alone. That night, Simba laid by a stream, thinking. He heard a noise and looked up. It was the baboon. "I know who you are," said the baboon. "You're Mufasa boy. I know your father. He's alive, and I'll show him to you." Simba followed the baboon in wonders to the edge of the stream. As Simba looked into the water, his reflection changed shapes and became his father. He heard Mufasa's voice. "Simba, remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king." Then the reflection in the baboon disappeared. "I must return," decided Simba. Meanwhile, back at Pride Rock, Stormcloud had gathered, and lightning bolts scoured the earth. As the dry grass caught fire, a huge flame swept through Pride Rock, and a lion appeared through the smoke. It was Simba. Scar lunged at Simba, determined to kill him, just as he had Mufasa. Timu and Pumbaa joined in the fierce battle that followed. Simba finally heaved Scar over a cliff. Scar called to the hyena to save him, but Simba and the lioness drove them back. Simba was victorious. Simba took his rightful place as the Lion King and once again the land forest. One dawn, the animals and the bird made their way again to the foot of Pride Rock. The baboon picked up a tiny cub. He showed the new princess, the daughter of King Simba and Queen Nita, to the cheering crowd below. The circle of life would continue. So that was The Lion King from 2008. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.